Yes, my lions and lionesses. I'm in a crazy mood. How about you? You okay? Konnichiwa. Konbanwa. Yoroshiku. Willkommen. Welcome. Good to be here. Good to have you with me. I'm hoping you're on great form. So I'm not quite sure why I'm in this crazy mood. I think, Saturday night is party night. It's all upbeat. And I was creating some new backing tracks by going back to the vaults, raiding the vaults, and going back to album sessions. And because normally there's never any need for them, so we've got the album mixes with everything in, like a recipe. And so to go back to the original sessions and just mute the saxophone so that I can play along with the boys in the box. Just listening to those guys playing, I was getting excited. As I hope you will be as well. So, and I've got this sense that Elvis is with me in the snake pit. So I can feel him. You know when you can feel Elvis? It's a special feeling. So I thought we'd start with an Elvis tune. And you'll be singing away. I know you will, especially on the choruses. And so it's you guys, it's me, and Elvis. And boys in the band, we have Mr. Paul Birchall on the keyboards, Mr. Brian Hargreaves on the drums, Mr. Neil Fairclough on the bass. Oh, we're off. I heard you singing. Oh, could hear you from Malaysia. Well, could hear you from down the road anyway. So seriously, you're doing okay? You're not running out of stuff yet. Got plenty of beer in. We ran out of two things today, but I'm not sure if it's anything to do with, you know what. We ran out of tomato puree. I think that's probably available, isn't it? And garlic tablets. I think they are hard to come by because anything that's people are just a little bit more concerned about keeping healthy at the moment, quite understandably. So yeah, we can't get any garlic tablets, which means that I'm just going to chomp down on the real thing, which means that I'm going to be even more physically distanced from the other members of my family, I think. Oh, thanks, Gary. Appreciate that, mate. He paid to get in. But you've got enough of everything. How's your grooming going? I was listening to, as I do, I was listening to Weekend Woman's Hour, and there was a feature on looking after your eyebrows because your normal groomer is not available, and you have to be pretty careful apparently, because if you get it wrong, you can end up looking very surprised all the time or quite angry. So I don't want to take any risks. So I'm just going to let mine bush out and do their own thing. Yeah, I don't think I need to worry about that. Yeah, I don't want to look angry. I don't want to look surprised. But I do want to play another tune. And swap saxophones. That was the tenor, the good old tenor. They were all made by Yanagasawa. Lovely company, small company in the north of Tokyo. Really brilliant. So I'm going to do one good old jazz standard with a bit of a swing in it. This one's called Flamingo. And I love the version that Earl Bostic did, so I'm kind of tipping my hat to that bit. We recorded this one on the Classic Sax Solos 2. This one was on. Where Are My Boys? Got Brian on the drums again, and Birchie on the keyboards again, Simon Goulding on the bass this time. The one and only. Flamingo. Oh, and I'm going to try, if I can, I'm going to turn the faders up at the end of the track, because I dug this one up, and it's right from the original recording sessions. We did it over in Netherlands. And you can hear Brian say, I think one of those will be all right, because we'd played it 5 times to, try and get a good one. And you can hear Birch saying, oh, yes, yeah, we've got one there. So it made me laugh anyway, hearing the boys. So at the end of it, I'll try and turn that up so you can hear the behind-the-scenes chatter. I just got a message from Joe. I didn't open my sax mic, did I? What a flipping monkey I am. I was just too excited today. Oh, I knew this would happen. I'm just too excited. So, right, I'm going to start that tune again. And of course, you guys are all a few seconds behind me because of the wonders of the internet. So Joe keeps an eye on the technical side of things from the house. So he's sending me messages. Can't hear you. Right, I'm going to start again because it's too good to miss that tune. Right, Flamingo. Thanks for letting me know, Joe. Oh dear, you'll be wanting your money back. This time, studio. Oh, got there in the end. I don't know if you could hear that little bit of chatter at the end. Something lovely about going back to recording sessions. I mean, it used to be the tape. Going back to the tapes and listening to the original sessions. It's nice to hear the boys there chatting away. So, sorry about the technical error there. Me not unmuting the saxophone mic. Must have looked ridiculous. Me like blowing away, having a lovely time. So I usually play with my eyes closed. And for some reason I just looked down. Can't hear. Anyway. Proves it's live, sort of. Ah dear. Oh, thank you, Ali. Ali from Harem. Harome. Harem is a little village the other side of York. Or the other side of York from where we are. south of the Humber Bridge in North Lincolnshire. It's a lovely village, and with 2 great restaurants, of which I've only visited one. So need to get back there and visit the other one. But Ali lives there. Oh, it must be lovely living there. Oh, thanks Sue and David and Millie the cat as well. Right, I'm going to swipe right and see who's around. Aha! Worth waiting for. Thanks, Matt. Mind you, the first time I played it was loads better. No, it's probably about the same. Thanks, Ron. Jeff and Jane are in. Glenn's in again. Celia, you're always there. Joe, you're always there. Robert Isles, you're nearly always there. Oh, it's great. We've got our community now. It's a special thing, isn't it? I feel like it's quite a private event now. Just me and you guys. John's in from Scotland. Good to see you, John. Brenda, Hillary, Canada, laughing. Why are you laughing, Canada? Because I wasn't. Oh yeah, you're laughing because I was miming, just pretending to play. I've missed my switch. Guys, Snake has got his eyes closed. Yeah, you're quite right. Oh dear. Yeah. Oh, Lynn, hello. Watching. Our son is cooking tea while we're watching. Well, enough people told me, and I finally realised. Lovely to see you all. Hi, Sue, up in Sennington. And somebody's, Joe, you're on the lemonade. Why? It's not like you. Why is that? Colin says it's bright and sunny up at Burnside, up near Hexham. Lovely part of the world. Ah, fantastic. Gary Holmes. Sally's in again. Karen Holmes is in again. From Devon. Lots of sax players in the audience. Must have been laughing their socks off when I was quiet. Ah, dear. Oh, let's have another song. Few people have requested a bit of Junior Walker. And it's show number 19 tonight. I can't believe it. 19. I think on show 2 or 3 I played How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You. But different backing track. A lot of these tracks tonight come from beautiful concert that we did up in the Old Town Hall in Durham, recorded by the one and only Phil Udall. So it's back to those boys now, and a bit of Junior Walker. I have to swap saxes again. I'm definitely going to press the right buttons. Calm, take your time. Patience is a virtue. Don't get it wrong again. Yes, yes, yes. Sing along, you guys, sing along. Shelter of someone's arms, and there you were. I needed someone to understand my ups and downs, and there you were. It's so love and devotion, deep deeply touching my emotions. I wanna stop. Thank you, baby. I wanna stop. Thank you, baby. Come on. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Gonna blow. Last night, wondering where I'd be without you in my life. Every day was just a ball. Seems like the things I did I've done before. 'Cause you brought it up all of my days with a love so sweet in so many ways. I wanna stop. Thank you, baby. Yeah, I wanna stop. Thank you, baby. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Ooh, yeah. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Ramp it up a little bit. Woo! How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved. Be loved by you. Hey, oh, happy days. Oh, you could hear this and you could hear that, couldn't you? Yes, thank goodness. Oh, thanks, Ron. Thanks, Liz. And you know, it feels in so many ways like a real gig, except that we don't have an interval where you can come and buy the CDs. I miss that. But you can buy the CDs at the end, you know. You can go to the website and they're all available there. And we're starting to upload them so that you can buy them digitally as well, because I know it hurts me when somebody says, I haven't got a CD player anymore. So there were a few requests. People wanted to buy Talking Bird, a tune that I played last night. So Sally's really getting the tech together as well. So she busily sat on the computer, and you can now buy the Talking Bird album digitally. And slowly we'll get them up there. And it's much better if you buy them from us. Then we get the whole 79 cents or whatever it is. I think it's £1 actually. I think it might be... I'll have a little swipe. See what I'm missing. And then I think we should maybe have a haiku. Jeff and Jane from West Sussex. Craig Rose from Devon. Jackie Crafter with a lovely rainbow in sunny Derbyshire. Yep. Midge says fabulous. Thank you, Midge. I bet you were singing. I bet you were singing. I know you were. Mary Jennings, thank you very much. Sharon McGarry. David Petrie. Sally Harridge March. That's a lovely name. Yeah, we should have a haiku. And if you're new to the flock, the congregation, this was a challenge that Duncan the dentist set us all quite a few shows ago. He said, "See if we can come up with some snaky themed haikus." So let's see what we got. Lynn and Richard from Worksop. This is their very first attempt ever at a haiku. And they say, Saturday today, much like any other day, except at snake time. Oh, that's a brilliant first attempt. I really like that. And Graham from round the corner, Mr. Graham Horton, councillor, sir. I think this was your first crack as well, Graham, on it. Anyway, here we go. Kind of similar sentiment. Soulful eventide, suddenly saxophone plays, in joy of the note. Very, very good. You could rewrite that for when I missed the knob. Suddenly saxophone doesn't play. Yeah, I like that. Soulful eventide. That's what we want. A soulful eventide on a Saturday night. Oh, thanks, Steve. And Val, you know about Val by now, don't you? He's notorious. Fellow sax player from I was going to say the Midlands, but that's a bit dismissive. The Midlands is a very large area. He lives near Nottingham, in the East Midlands. And he's still on a roll. We had some vowels last night. And now I need to give you the backstory to this one because it's got a word in it which non-sax players will be bemused by. There's where the saxophone ends officially at about a top F, you can then go on and play high notes. So you can get the squeaky ones up there, and that area was called the altissimo, and it's really hard. So we have saxophone workshops every Sunday, and we had altissimo part 1 last week, and it's part 2 tomorrow. 11 o'clock in the morning, guys, don't be late. There's no clocks changing or anything, no excuses. So he's written a haiku about how hard altissimo is. And so you'll get this. You don't need to be a sax player to get this. But just bear in mind that, typically a young player or a beginner might think that, I need a special mouthpiece or some fancy fingerings to get the altissimo. No. Keep telling him it's all about the body. So here we go. Altissimo hard. Mind and diaphragm conflict. Persistence pays off. Oh, nice bit of alliteration there as well, Val. And then he's got this kind of... He's kind of mixing the current situation with some musical metaphors here. Coronavirus. Minor third reflective chord. Molto dolente. Which means with great sadness you play the minor, the sad chord. And he's done one for Joe. Now, once again, if you're new to the congregation, we're a team here, and Joe, my son Joe, he's the technical brains behind it all. It wasn't his fault. The sax went silent. That was operator error. But without him, there would be no stream because he knows about how to make the computers talk to the camera and talk to the microphones and all that kind of thing. And he's a wizard. And then there's Sally, who makes the shirts and communicates with you guys and gets the information out and is doing the year end at the moment. Oh, that's a rough job, isn't it? She just keeps saying, please furlough me, please furlough me. Yeah. So one for Joe from Val. Joe is very much behind the scenes. Appearance to make. Joe the hero still not seen. When will the day come? I don't know. Maybe never. Especially with the state of his hair now. And then finally he's written one for the catalyst of all this fun that we're having with our haikus, Duncan the dentist. And it goes like this. I hope you're out there, Dunk. So Duncan is a top flight dentist who's also a top flight saxophonist. Tooth Fairy Duncan. Passion for sax and haiku. Perfect amalgam. And then I've accidentally pasted what he put under that. More later. No. Or maybe. You can't. I mean, Val wrote his first haiku last week, and I think he's on about number 14. He's got haiku-itis. And Duncan is saying, how about we expand into limericks? Because reeds rhymes with leads. So he's already got one. Oh, Duncan. I don't know about that. Oh, Karen, thanks for saying that. Snake Sax Workshops, highly recommended for it. This is not a haiku. You're recommending my saxophone workshops. Yeah, we had an actual, shortly before we got, I was going to say sectioned, before we got isolated. We were actually together in a room, quite a few of us sax players down in Devon. We did have a really good time. It was a nice bunch of players and characters. Ron was there as well, and Karen was there. And you managed to play things that you've never done before. That's the idea. And even though the altissimo is hard, it's worthwhile. And we still have fun, honest. Still have fun. Fantastic. And Sally's loving the amalgam reference here. That was a good one. Hats off, Val. That was a good one. Respect. Respect to the haiku artist. Another tune. Now, Colin Smith up there in sunny Northumberland said, would I get the baritone sax out a bit more often? Which is a fair enough request. Because, sometimes I use the excuse that it's flipping heavy and I don't want to take it to the gig. But I don't have to go anywhere. I'm already at the gig. So let's get the old blunderbuss, old grandpa out. Here he is. Come and say hello to everybody, Grandpa. A Yanagasawa W.O. I don't know the rest of it. But it's a bronze unlacquered baritone sax. And it's the first time for ages I played really ancient, crusty, crumbling baritone sax. And now I've got it's not shiny, but it's fairly new still, about a year old, and I love it so much. Oh, what a sound. Love my Barry. So, I know what I'm going to do for this next tune. I'm going to strap a tambourine to my foot. All right, so I'll take this off again. Right, there's the tambourine. So onto my foot it goes. I want to show you this, but I can't move the camera. I'll have to lie on my back. That's my Pilates done for the day. Can you see that? Thank you, Steve. Right, need the baritone back on. Right, I feel like I'm a proper one-man band now with the old tambourine strapped to my foot. We'll have a bit of the Watermelon Man. Ah, the venerable baritone sax. Oh, I can take it off now. What are you lot on about now? What were you hoping he wouldn't notice? I'm not going to get involved in that. You're chatting amongst yourselves. Oh, I need to take this off because it's heavy. So, I don't know where you guys would have been tonight. Tonight I would have been in Glusburn, over in... Is it Yorkshire or Lancashire? It's kind of the other side of Huddersfield, isn't it? Somebody will tell me that really quickly, I think. Anyway, it's a cracking little place, and the art centre there is wonderful. We just played it for the first time last year, and we got invited back, and we were excited, but now we're going to have to wait until next year. So if you would have been with us in Glusburn, then at least we're kind of close-ish. And that's my life, gigging, and spent the best part of 40 odd years going from gig to gig to gig, and it's a crazy life. I absolutely love it. I love playing live to people. Best of anything I do in my career, and I always will, and I always did. It just gives me a special feeling just sharing the music like that with people. But when we gig, there's so much dead time. 95% of the time is traveling or sitting around, waiting for the sound check to start, and waiting for the drummer to check the snare drum, and then almost the worst time is between the sound check and the actual gig. It's a kind of no man's time. It's too late to eat, really, because you can't play on a full stomach. And sometimes I manage to just go out for a bit of a walk, but even then you're kind of, even though you know what time it is, you're a little bit nervous if you put any distance between you and the venue. I can't explain it really, but it's kind of anxious, and the adrenaline is sort of running. And then once you start playing, everything's fine. So what we tend to do is sit around and talk rubbish a lot of the time. Just to kind of fill the time, really. And one subject we always come back to is, what's the worst gig you ever did, or the weirdest gig? And I was thinking about this today, because I was talking with a colleague, Neil Drinkwater, he's on the south coast somewhere. And we were talking about a dear departed friend of ours, Malcolm Maddock, and he always had the best stories about weird, dodgy gigs that went wrong. And I was remembering one he told me, because often the travel is by far the biggest part of it. And he had a gig. It was on an island somewhere, maybe in the Mediterranean, I don't know. And it was a one-off. It was a corporate, in other words, it's a private event. And a bunch of them, Glusburn is in North Yorkshire. I knew that. So there's a bunch of musicians all travelling out, and the travel was particularly kind of complicated. There was a drive, then there was the main flight, and then there was a smaller flight, and then there was a private plane that came to get them, to take them to this island, but it could only take half the band at once. And so he was in the second half, and all the gear was provided. It was already in situ, but it was getting really late. It was about an hour to when they were supposed to play, and this plane came back. They hopped on the plane. It was only a 10-15 minute journey, and then they had to take a little boat, I think. That's it. The gig was actually on a boat moored off this island. It was sort of big, massive luxury thing. So he finally got there. He'd been travelling for 26 hours or something, And then he said, where's the piano? And they said, well, there's been a bit of a logistical problem. They said, it's all fine, but piano is on a different deck to the rest of the musicians, but it's okay because we've arranged for some headphones for you. So a bit like this situation, but without the vision, I think. So you'll be able to play. And he went. So he didn't do the gig. Oh dear, he just turned around and, well, he just waited for the transport back. Mad. Oh. And I had one, I might have mentioned it to you before. The gig came in when I was with Heather Small. And it was, it's a private do. It's an hour's music after a posh dinner. It's in Auckland. I went, Bishop Auckland. No, it's in Auckland. Oh, never again. So we travelled, it was with Birchie, and we travelled for 36 hours to get to Auckland. Set the gear up, quick sound check, had a bite to eat, played for an hour, had a short night's sleep, and then did it all in reverse. No! Felt ill for a long time after that. It was not good at all. There's so many. I'm going to save some stories. Save some stories for another night, because we're definitely we're in this for another 3 weeks, aren't we? Possibly longer. So I'll save some stories. And John, that's a really good idea. John from Scotland has asked if I would tell you guys a bit about Japan, the whole Japan thing. And that's a whole other set of stories. I tour with Akichi Yozawa. He's a very big cheese. We call him the boss, a massive star over in Japan. And I've toured with him over there, I don't know, maybe 20 times. And the country has become dear to my heart. And there's lots of Japan stories. But we'll save them for another night as well, I think. And, I want to say a big hello to Beryl Hughes in Harrogate. Yeah, this is from me and from Duncan. And Duncan loves you and is missing you very much. Boston Spa. So I think that's where I will have met you, Beryl, isn't it? In Boston. Yeah, I do remember meeting you. And I think we've managed to reschedule the gig that we're missing due to lockdown there. And I think it's going to be in August. And I even remember, I think it's August the 21st, but don't quote me on that. But it's about then. So I will get to see you. Yes, I love that gig. Love village halls. Play a lot of village halls. And they're the most wonderful of venues, are village halls. Community spirit. Sometimes there's a bar. Sometimes you bring your own. Stokesley as well. I think Phil was just mentioning the Stokesley crew there. And Great Broughton Village Hall. In fact, that might be the first gig back out of lockdown with a bit of luck, mightn't it, Phil, in July there. Anyway, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Probably what we need is another haiku. This is Val again. Saxophone family, many to try and master. Snake can do them all. I don't know about that, mate. I try. Yeah. And here's another one. Snake and guests perform. Actually, I've got no guests tonight. It's the first night for a long time. I expect somebody will pop in either visually or maybe send me a duet for tomorrow. But I'm on my own tonight. That's fine. So, this is Val again. Snake and guests perform. Enjoyment, relief, surprise. Audience, subscribe. That's good. That's a timely reminder. It's good for us if you subscribe, and it's even better if you give us thumbs up and things. I don't know if you have to. You don't have to subscribe to This is alien language to me, but you can like what we're doing by giving us a thumbs up on YouTube. And Joe says that's a good thing. So that'd be brilliant. And then he's got a bit of a cynical one. But, I understand. He says, here's me with my cynical hat on. Boris recovered. Boris loves the NHS. Wonder for how long. Come on, Boris, forever. You've got to love those guys. We all love the NHS and the care workers and the people that drive and bring us essential things and the people that sell us food. So you look after them, Boris. You hear me? Like Boris is going to listen to me and Val. I'd like to send him that haiku, though. Let's have another tune. Now, I've got a tune which I think is going to find its eventual home on the baritone sax. And it's these tunes, sometimes they come quick and I record them and I know what to do with them. Sometimes they come and they remain with me, but I don't know what to do with them. I don't know in what way to present them, in what way to record them. Are they a band tune? Is it something for a solo album? And this one, it's got a working title. I usually have working titles until somebody comes up with something better than what I've thought of. And this one is called Old Soul. That's the working title. And the bus drivers, Gaz. And the ambulance drivers. And all the people that are keeping us safe and warm and supplying us with what we need to isolate in safety. Oh, thank you, guys. So this one has a working title of Old Soul. And this will, I've just realised, without doubt be the first time that anybody has ever heard this. Apart from Long-Suffering Sally. I just caught sight of one. Trinity Arts Centre, Gainsborough. That's in the diary, and that should be okay, because it's not until autumn. It's on the website, I'm sure. And we were going to be in Gainsborough much earlier in June. I think that's October, that one. But the June date we were going to do in the big church there. That's, Sally's answering all these questions. But the one in All Saints Church, is it called? Anyway, the big church that we did last year, that's going to be June now, come on, Snakey, you can do it. June the 25th, I think. Whichever's the Friday, 25th or 26th next year. Back in the big church in Gainsborough. Right, music. So the world premiere of Old Soul. I don't know. There you go. Old Soul. Let me know what you think. Old Soul, New Joy. I like that. I'm going to hang on to that. The hard pews in Gainsborough Church, hard on the back, but I would suffer to hear Snake. And I bet you'd bring a cushion next time. Or maybe 2 cushions, one for the bum, one for the back. Yeah. That was a good space, though, the church. Old Soul, New Joy. Oh, look, I'm taking up so long of your time. I'm going to do one more quick one and then say goodbye before I go. And it's been absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. Spread the word. Tell your friends, tell your family. Come and have an evening with Snakey. So back tomorrow morning for the sax players. Let's squeeze those high notes out. 11 o'clock. But then another streamed show tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock. And it's the opposite tomorrow. It's all chilled and relaxed and drifty. And I'll get some of the bamboo flutes and things out again. But tonight's been fun. And thank you for being with me. I'll say goodbye before I go. Let's have a bit of Northern Soul. And this was requested by Judith. And we have a band called the Alligator Shoes. It's a 9-piece, big soul band. 4 horns and myself. And some wonderful soul players, Mark Creswell, Dave Bowie. And we don't gig very much because it's so big and it's unwieldy and it's expensive. But we try and do the ropery every year, and this is something that we often end with. Yeah, and I could tell you loads of stories about the Northern Soul, things that we do as well, and one day I will, but I'm conscious that I should wrap it up and let you get on with your evenings. So it's a tune called Do I Love You. It's written by Frank Wilson, and we learnt it from Frank Wilson. We sort of metamorphosize into a backing band and back up American soul artists quite often when they come over, especially on the Northern Soul scene. So it's usually in a freezing cold caravan site or holiday camp out of season. Think Prestatyn with snow on the ground. And we're in static caravans, but it's fine. It's a good old soul do. This is such a great song, and he was such a lovely man. And he taught us this song, and then after that, I realised it was, considering it's a Northern Soul tune, it's actually relatively well known. And I've got the lyrics that he hand wrote for me and the girls, and I ought to auction those for charity in the Northern Soul scene, I think. If I could find them. I couldn't find them today. But yeah, lovely man, Mr. Frank Wilson. So, you're going to sing along, aren't you? Right. Take your time, Snakey. I need the headphones. I need a tenor saxophone. I need to find the right track. Get on the right track. And then you need to get your singing voices ready. Here I am on bending knees, I lay my heart down at your feet now. All you have to do is ask how good until there's nothing left now. Do I love you? As long as there is life in me, your happiness is guaranteed. I'll fill your heart with ecstasy forever, darling. Now, do I love you? Come on now. Do I love you? Tell me now. Do I love you? Indeed I do, yeah. Indeed I do. The very thing that I want most is just to have and hold you close now. Do I love you? From early morning till late at night, I'll fill your heart with pure delight. Now, do I love you? Whenever I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord your soul to keep and bring it on home safe forever. Darling, now do I love you? Tell me now. Do I love you? Oh, I wanna hear it. Do I love you? Indeed I do. Whenever I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord your soul to keep on bringing on home safe to me forever. Darling, now do I love you? Come on and sing with me. Do I love you? Tell me now. Do I love you? Pick a harmony. Ooh, yeah. Do I love you? Do I love you? Do I love you? Indeed I do. Do I love you? Indeed I do. We love you. Oh, great. Fantastic. Oh, thank you, Matthew. Right, you take care, you guys. Oh, Phoenix, love from New York City. Hooray! New York City in the house. And Richard and Anne singing along, thinking about the Christmas gigs. Yeah. Fantastic. Hello, Letty, my lovely isolating daughter. Down in London town. And somebody's sympathising about that Auckland thing. Well, I learnt a lesson. And the lesson was never again. But then I haven't told you about Kaliningrad yet, or St. Petersburg, or Estonia. There for another night. Oh. Well, you're welcome, Judith. I had to buy that backing track. £1.99 it was. But it worked good, and I could hear you singing, so it's all worth it. Fantastic. Oh, another haiku from Val. Eh? Oh, I don't know what you mean, Sally or Joe, whatever you're saying. Cheers, Dunk. The Tooth Fairy. Perfect amalgam. Been a lot of fun. You guys take care. And, oh, it's a haiku. What a disaster. All that way for just one gig. Excessive fatigue. Ah, I get it now. Let's have that again then. And this is from Val, is it? It is. He can't stop himself, that boy. Right, let's have it again. A haiku about my trip to Auckland. What a disaster. All that way for just one gig. Excessive fatigue. He's doing the 5-7-5 thing. It's very clever. That's really good. One day you're going to have to stop, Val, and cause, you know, your work might resume. You'll be saying, I can't come to work today. I'm writing haikus. Listen, guys, you take care. Take care on the way home. Send us a text when you get in so we know you're home safe. I know you're home safe. Be kind to each other. And come and join me tomorrow. Come and be my friend and tell everybody about it. I promise to press the right knobs and slide the right sliders. Thanks for being here, guys. We're going to stop streaming until tomorrow. See you sax players in the morning. See you normal people in the evening, I hope. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you.